Well, hello YouTube and welcome back. Last week, I want to talk a little bit today about young branches. My thing is kind of moving here a little bit. Young branches and old trees. This last week, I went and did a little bit of work at my parents' house. So I got to go back to my old hometown, and my parents are getting up there in age. My dad's 85. I think my mom's like 80. So they're really getting up there in age. Dad can't hardly go around very much. You know, he's got a walker and it takes him forever to get anywhere. He told me it takes him over an hour to even get dressed. He's, you know, it just that slow. He's had his back fused, had his foot fused, stuff like that. And I watched him when I was in back in town. You know, I kind of watched him and saw how he, you know, was not getting along very well, and how everything was a struggle. You know, for him to even kind of talk, you could see, you know, his brain was working overtime to try to get the words out. And I thought to myself, because I'm 48 now, and I thought to myself, you know, if I was younger, 24, I would look at him and I'd say, man, there ain't no way I want to do that. You know, no way, man. I want to go out in a blaze of glory. I'm not going to, you know, lounge around. You know, can't go to the bathroom when I want. Can't do any of that. You know, this, and this. But being 48, I could see, you know, not really... almost kind of like the desperation in his eyes. You know, he knows that there's a lot less days ahead of him than there were behind. And he says that he's got a curse. His father, my grandfather, and my great-grandfather both died at 85 years old. So he's thinking that, you know, he's going to die at 85. And I sat there, you know, and I told him, I said, there's no reason for you to die at 85. Of course, you know, people are living longer and longer. And he's got money. It's not like he's living on his Social Security or whatever. He still gets it, of course. But money's not the issue. Owns their own house, you know. My mom, she's 80. She's starting to get just as bad, you know, not quite, but she's getting there. I was there down there for a week and she fell twice. She doesn't look kind of where she's going, you know. If anything's on her feet, anything's anywhere close, she just falls right over. So anyway, getting back, I start looking, I'm thinking, you know, and now that I'm 48, the desperation in his eyes. You know, and nobody wants to go out that way. Nobody wants to, you know, just basically lay around and wait to die. But you could see that, you know, he knows that every single day he wakes up is a gift to him. You know, one more day in the rat race, so to speak. So, you know, and there's an old saying, there's an old saying that says that, you know, you could choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. And I've talked about my family and my brothers before. And it got me a thinking that, you know, think about your best friend today, if you got one. Think about who that person is. If you call them, would they come a-running? If you called and had a bad day and bitched at them, would they listen to you? If you needed something, some help, moving something, finances, maybe a little bit of money, you know, this, and this, would they come? But what you really got to ask yourselves is, if they would come, would you do the same for them? Because friends are a lot like business partners. It always seems to be a little bit one-sided. One person has always seemed to be doing more than the other person. There's one person that's always, having a bad day and always bitching about this, and their relationship's not doing good, or this or that, or, they're always in some sort of a crisis or some sort of an emergency or something like that. But you think about your friend today, you think about your best friend in high school, your best friend in grade school, your best friend when you were a kid, and most of the time, at least in my case, they're different people. Snoop Dogg, that black rapper, he said something I'll try not to forget. He says you don't really start maturing and growing up until you start losing friends. And that's the truth. You want to go further, you need to change your friends. Because the friends that are just standing around, not doing anything with their lives, living day by day, you don't want to hang around. You want somebody that's doing what you want to do. So I know we're kind of jumping back and forth between the family and the friends. The young and the old, and all that stuff. And I asked Dad, what his regrets were, if he had any. And of course, if you've lived any time at all, you've got regrets. And he said, the most regrets he had, that he wasn't around when the kids when we were growing up. And it wasn't that my parents were divorced. My father had a job in Saudi Arabia, believe it or not. So he was there, when I was all through junior high and high school, I think he was over there for 6 or 8 years. So he was over there for quite a while. But he had to do what he had to do, I guess. So, and I have no regrets over it. I mean, it is. I got away with quite a lot more, just being me and Mom, because my other brothers, they were gone. Of course, I'm the youngest. So, living life, it's always, you want to live your life with no regrets. I don't see how that's possible. There's always a regret. There's always something I should have done. There's always something, if I could go back, I would do this. If I could do that. And, yada, 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 all that kind of stuff. So, as of right now, here's the question of the week. What is the biggest regret you have so far in your life? Was it, the one that got away? Or should you have done this and not that? I mean, whatever, whatever. What is the biggest regret in your life so far? And I say so far because, like me, I'm only 48. I'm sure I'll have a few more bumps in the road as I go. And those of you who are, as you can tell, you don't get to see the mountains back there because I'm actually coming home from work, not going to. I usually post these in the morning, but I haven't really been posted many. Been kind of getting lackadaisy. Actually, I've been lackadaisy the whole time. And this channel has been up. It was a year in February, so what is that? 15 months? But anyway, there is the question of the day. So if you see this channel, if you like it, please hit that like button and subscribe. And if you have ideas for future comments or something that you want to talk about, leave a comment down below. I'll take a look at them. I don't get very many comments, As you can see from my subscriber list, it's very small, but we're hoping to grow. So, okay, that's it for this one. We'll see ya.